My name's Nick Griffin. I'm the leader of the British National Party. I want to talk about racism. I want to talk about the way that racism cuts both ways. If you look at the mass media, television, newspapers and so on, talking about the subject of racism, continually white people are in the wrong, white people are perpetrators, ethnic minorities are always innocent, always the victims. Now sometimes that is the case. Some white people do bad, wicked things on account of the race of a member of a minority. But the majority of race attacks in this country are perpetrated by members of ethnic minorities against the white majority. In particular, a hugely disproportionate number of racial attacks ranging from minor things such as spitting and barging people off the pavements right up to and including murder are carried out by a minority of the Asian Muslim population against the white majority in this country. Also, victims quite often are Hindus and Sikhs, but the perpetrators in towns such as Bradford, in cities like Birmingham, in East and West London, wherever you go you hear a common denominator, which is Muslim racial attacks or ethno-religious attacks on peoples of other races, other religions. And the mass media try to pretend this isn't happening. If you go looking for the names of these people, very often you simply won't find them. But Google the name David Henkel. David was kicked to death by a gang of asylum seekers from Muslim countries led by an Afghanistani who, while in prison until a few weeks before, had said the first thing he did when he got out would be to kill a white man, which is what he did. David Henkel, a young father, was kicked to death in Chatham in Kent about 2 years ago. Go and Google his name and you won't find it almost anywhere except the British National Party website. David Henkel got one mention in The Sun as a victim of lawless Britain. He wasn't a victim of lawless Britain. David Henkel was a victim of an epidemic of attacks on whites by ethnic minority racists. This needs to be talked about. Not because it's the political benefit of the British National Party, but because if it isn't talked about, these attacks will go on and on and on, and more families like David Henkel's will be left without their loved ones. It must be talked about, because talking about these things is the first step towards getting something done about them.